Good evening. My name is Dave Fowler. My company is David's Kitchen Design, and we as a company design kitchens. We also teach 2020. We have an on-the-job training program for employees. We can also train kitchen designers. We can get you up to speed if you desire to get into the field of kitchen design in about 90 days. We have a program for that. And so we do all aspects of kitchen design and sales in consulting and education and also designing for companies. What I'm going to talk to today is about how do you close kitchens either in a person's home or in a showroom. What are the key ingredients to that? Let's put it that way. And I do have another class on this called How to Rock Kitchen Design and Sales in a 1 to 2 hour appointment in people's homes. It's on my website at www.davidskitchendesign.com. I also have another one on 2020 Fast Ways to Design Kitchens in 2020 software. Amazing kitchens, that is. So we are based on the premises as a company that we do amazing kitchens. We don't do standard kitchens. Whether it's only a 1,500 square foot home or it's a 8,000 square foot home, we do amazing kitchens. We 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 want to wow people with our designs. We want to wow people with what we do and them be very pleased with it. We don't want to do just a standard kitchen. And my other motto or my other one of my sayings is people do standard kitchens because they don't know how to do complex kitchens. So so that's something that I pride our company on is doing amazing kitchens. Um, if you want us to design for you, you bring us the kitchen, the layout. We have a measuring sheet and all that's all you really need to do. We can take it from beginning to end with your customer, and we have more of a commission based program for that. That being said, as we also have classes on our website, we are going to be doing more of them as well. And we also have, we've sold 230 of our classes all over the world, really, in other countries, in Turkey, Pakistan, and a number of other places, Israel and Jordan and United Kingdom and Canada. So thank you for, joining us today. So you're here to learn about how do we close a kitchen in a home appointment. Let's put it this way, whether we have 5 leads, whether we have 10 leads, whether we have 20 leads a month, whether we have 30, doesn't really matter if we can't close kitchens. That's how we make our living. Whether you work for somebody or you own a company, that's how you make your living. So we need to take a look at like what is our close rate? How much success are we having with this? What do we need to do to change that if we're not succeeding financially, so to speak? And how do we change gears and do something different than what we're doing if it's not working? So, you heard the old phrase, how's that working for you? You know, when people say, oh, this, and this, and this, they believe in what they're doing 100%. But then you can ask yourself, how's that working for you? So if you take a look at your close rate realistically, say you have, I think on average about 2 out of 10. Now referrals are different, they're higher. But if you're just cold calling, people are coming into your showroom or whatever, you may be closing about 2 out of 10. Now if you I was at 4 out of 10, and I'm probably about 4 out of 10 right now too. That's mixed with referrals. That's mixed with I run a lot of ads and get a lot of response from that. I mostly go out to people's homes. I have a small showroom in Prescott, Arizona, but mostly I go to people's homes. And so the question I would ask yourself is what is your close rate and determining what that is. If it's 2 out of 10 and you want to do 4 kitchens a month, or say you want to do six, then you need to either get more leads or increase your close rate. So if you're going to increase your close rate to 4 out of 10, you want to do 4 kitchens a month, then you're hitting your goal. If you want to, if you can increase that close rate for some reason, and some of us just can't, um, then you're looking at getting 20 leads just to do 4 kitchens, which is a lot of leads. So you need to ask yourself, okay, first of all, what's my pricing structure? Second of all, how many leads do I need just to close my monthly goal? So basically, that's the first analysis that we need to do. And we can help you do that. We can actually help you. I have a very good close rate because I feel, excuse me, that amazing designs and being the guru basically is key. So so first of all, we're gonna talk about close rate. What is that? Secondly, we're gonna go to, are you the guru in your business? Are you an expert? Because that time in people's homes or that time in in your showroom, you are an actor or actress on a stage. You want it to go well. You want to be the best presentation. You want to be you stand out above all the rest. And we're going to get into a presentation later, but the key is you got to ask yourself, are you the guru both in your vendors and the product that you have and the sample doors, what they have available? Are you a guru in kitchen design and design principles, whether you know 2020 or Pro Kitchen or don't, or whatever program you design in, whether you know that or not? Are you knowledgeable, for example, with double stacking the ceiling with glass, building out cabinets, staggering the heights and depths of cabinets, and so then basically you're asking yourself, are you the guru? That's our second point. Third point is going to be uh, I design by workstation. So and that's under the category of listening and hearing what the customer wants. So I go from the refrigerator to the range to the sink to the island or peninsula, and I talk about each of those with the customer, and I make my suggestions. And the way I do it is I say, Miss Johnson, 90% of my customers do this. And so I would suggest that, would you have any other thoughts about that? And they'll be like, well, I think we should do this or whatever. Then you change directions. But otherwise, you have an agreement, like, for example, in the sink area, okay, farm sink or a standard undermount. Most people are doing undermount. They're not doing like the rim on the top. Um, so then you go to now, Miss Johnson. Usually, what I do is I put the trash on the left, a double trash, put the dishwasher on the right. And they're like, oh, that sounds good. Because 90% of my customers do that, right? And then, so I go from workstation to workstation to basically hear what the customer wants, also to direct them in the way that I think they should go. You're the expert. People are looking to you for guidance. And that's what I do with that. The next step is it's all about presentation. And when I say presentation, there's key phrases you use. Like, Miss Johnson, anyone can come to your home and plant cabinets on a wall. That's simple. But making your kitchen look amazing when your friends or relatives are sitting at your island or in your living room, that's a whole other thing. And that's what I intend to do with each of my customers. And they're like, wow, he really cares about us. He really thinks like he wants to make this look like awesome. And I've done a lot of awesome kitchens, so I have a portfolio of that. Then there are other things you can say. So, but and I go through a lot of that in my class on how to rock kitchen design and sales in a person's home in a 1 to 2 hour appointment. So then the last thing, it's about presentation. It's about standing out above the rest. The last thing I would have to say, what's key to all of our success is asking for money. So you should either get a design deposit or you should get payment for the cabinets in every home you go into. If you're the guru, you stand out above the rest. A lot of times I do a design in people's homes for them. You should have an amazing designer work for you or do the designs yourself. Learn how to do amazing kitchen designs. And then um, so basically the last thing you're going to do is ask for money. If you ask for money, your close rate will go up. And they found that salespeople who asked for money and either got to a yes or no And maybe it's not even for a week later or a month later or later down the road. But they did find out if that person was going to actually do the kitchen or not with them. So basically, they've taken your time by inviting you into the home. You've given them your time, whether you charge for design or not. I don't, because I know that I can, pretty much rock it and do well and hopefully sell it. But what I would have to say is that you should either be getting a design deposit and just say 10% of whatever the job, if it's $10,000, $1,000, if it's 1,500 or whatever, and maybe 1,500 is your max. But say, Miss Johnson, let's get this going today with a design deposit. We'll get this back to you in about 5 days or 3 days, or I turn my stuff fast. So I usually tell them like a day or two. And then what we'll do is we'll go from there and we'll roll that back into your price, and I'm coming up with about $15,000 here. And because I teach ways to price things out in people's homes right there, and to kind of get like a one close system. Now you're gonna have people that'll straggle in. You're gonna have people that'll come in later. But if you do that one close system and try to get people to sign up right there, they might be dying to pay you money and get this going. They might be all excited about it. They may want to do it in every way, shape, and form, and you don't know that till you ask. Now, here's the other problem. If you don't ask, someone else will. Someone else will come behind you that maybe has a better presentation or whatever, and they may ask for the money. So you want to ask for the money. You want to ask for the whole deposit on all the cabinets. If it's 15 grand. People say, sometimes people say, well, I'm not going to give you like 100%. I say, well, then fine, then, you need to probably find somebody else, because that's what I do. And I went to walk out of I was walking out of this one couple's home, and they're like, oh, no, 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 we'll do it. And then they did pay me. So, Home Depot and Lowe's collect 100%. Any box store collects 100%. I just give them that information. I said, look, I found that this is the best way to do business. And I stand behind all my product. I have references, 3 references right here. I have many more that I can give you that I've done kitchens for. And so basically that's what I do. Um, I have a lot of incidences where if you don't charge 100% of the cabinet cost, they're going to sting you on the back end. It might only be 20%. And not only that, if they're worried about you going out of business, I mean, what's the difference in losing 8,000 or 10,000 on a $10,000 kitchen? I mean, if it's 10,000 and you're doing 80%, so it's 8,000. Well, they're still losing that 8,000. So like it's all about reputation. It's all about coming through for a customer and explaining to them that. And if they say Dave stood out, in my case, David's Kitchen Design stood out above all the rest, and we like what he had to offer because it's amazing, and other people just came in and did standard stuff, then, we'll go with Dave. Okay, so either they're going to like go with you and you're going to stand out above the rest, or, someone else is going to come in that's better than you. And I don't believe there are too many people better than I. That's just the belief that I go forward with when I go into people's homes and sell my kitchens and do my jobs. So anyway, let me know if I can help you out further. Like I said, I have a class on this that goes into more detail about how to price, 3 ways to price out in people's homes, different design ideas and things like that. I have a class on 2020, how fast ways to design amazing kitchens in 2020. I do know Pro Kitchen. I don't have any classes on that as well right now. And I'm not that big of a fan of the program myself. I designed it for 5 years, and I do believe 2020 has a lot of advantages and is faster. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day. Reach out to me and let me know how I can help you.